Hello students, welcome back to this online teaching platform, Divine Public School, Monapur, Gorakhpur. Today we are going to study a very beautiful story of First Flight, Chapter 1, A Letter to God, written by G.L. Fuentes. Now my dear students, let's know about author. You can see on the screen author's introduction. In this introduction, we will know about the author. Gregorio Lopez Fuentes was born on November 17, 1897 and died on 10th December 1966. Was a Mexican novelist, poet and journalist. His stories were seen as exciting, humorous and symbolic of Mexico. A realist, many of his works concerned the oppression of Native Americans. He was awarded the National Prize of Arts and Sciences in 1935 by the Mexican government. Now, my dear students, let us know about the characters of the story. There are two types of characters, major characters and minor characters. In major characters, you can see Lencho, the protagonist of this story, is a farmer. Postmaster, the head of the post office. In minor characters, there are Lencho's wife, postman, Lencho's kids, employees at the post office. Now, let's know the short summary of this story. A Letter to God, written by G.L. Fuentes. In this story, A Letter to God by G.L. Fuentes depicts unwavering faith of a farmer in God. And who was the farmer? Lencho. It is set in a Latin American country. It begins with a farmer, Lencho, who, expecting some rain to nourish his field of corn, he is confident that his harvest is going to yield him huge profits just like it does every year. As he expected, it does rain, but soon the rain turns into a hailstorm, destroying his entire crop field. The damage poses a threat to the family's survival as their entire livelihood was dependent on the year's produce. Although disheartened, the family has robust belief in the Almighty. That means God. Lencho decides to write a letter to God explaining his situation and asking for 100 pesos as a help. He writes his letter and goes to town to post his letter addressed to God. The letter, on being noticed by the postman and then by the postmaster. Postmaster amuses the postmaster and makes him wonder about the immense faith this farmer had on God. He is tempted to open the letter. Means he is excited to open the letter, read it, and reply to the farmer so as to keep his immense belief, immense belief and faith intact. But upon opening the letter, he realizes that this reply would require more than pen and paper. But since he has resolved to help the farmer, he contributes from his salary and collects money from his colleagues and friends who willingly contributed for an act of charity. To his dismay, he could only collect 70 pesos, which he puts in an envelope to make it look like a reply from the Almighty, means from God. Upon receiving the letter with the money inside it, Lancho is not at all surprised, but instead he gets angry on finding that the amount is less than what he had expected. He again writes a letter to God, conveying his disappointment and distrust in the employees of the post office, who he thought had stolen the remaining amount. Now, my dear students, let's know about the difficult words and their meaning. It will be very helpful to understand you the chapter thoroughly. Intimately means very closely. Regarded here means saw. Halistone means pellets or bullets of hot ice in round lumps raining from the sky. Solitary means set apart from others. Correspondence means conversation. Resolution means firm determination. Brow means forehead. Affix, that means paste. To stick. And crook means cheat or thief or dishonest. Now, my dear students, let's know the theme of the story. There is not one but two themes in this story. The first one is faith can move mountains when we have a firm belief on God. He comes to help us in myriad ways. Lencho has immense and honest faith in God. His faith emboldens him to write a letter to God asking for 100 pesos. His honest and innocent faith is what compels the postmaster to help Lencho. Now come to the second theme. And the second theme of this story is good deeds sometimes go unnoticed. The postmaster helped Lencho out of his own goodwill and compassionate nature. But Lencho, having an unquestioning faith in God, felt it was God who had sent money and the post office employees had stolen it. The goodness of the postmaster wasn't recognized. Our good intentions and actions aren't always rewarded. Sometimes they go unnoticed too. So this is the theme of the story. Now we can find conflicts in the story. So there are two conflicts in the story. The first one is between man and nature. So let's know about the conflicts between man and nature. The conflict between man and nature is shown in the form of hailstorm, which completely destroys Lencho's crops. Lencho had expected some rain for a good harvest. Instead, the weather turned violently and it started raining hailstones. It started raining hailstones. This conflict clearly points that man depends on nature for his life and livelihood, but nature doesn't always act accordingly or according to man's wishes. Now come to the second conflict, and the second conflict is between humans. The postmaster helps Lencho, but Lencho, instead of being grateful, blames the postmaster and his colleagues for stealing money. He even goes to the extent of calling them a bunch of crooks. This conflict between the postmaster and Lencho tells us that a man doesn't always believe in another man, and this often gives rise to conflict. Now, my dear students, you can find an irony in this chapter. So, first of all, would like to know what is irony. What does irony mean? Irony means the opposite of what is expected. In the story, we expect Lencho to be grateful and happy upon receiving the money. But he is not. Instead, he is furious for not having received the full amount. It's an irony that instead of showing pleasure, he expresses his anger. Also, the postmaster had expected a certain amount of gratefulness on Lencho's part, but instead of being gratefulness, Lencho blames them for the theft of his money and calls them a bunch of crooks. The irony there, the irony here is that the goodwill and good deeds of the postmaster, instead of getting recognition, is rudely blamed. So, my dear students, it was all about this beautiful story, and I hope that you will go through this short video and definitely you will be getting more and more beneficial. It will be more and more beneficial to you. So, thank you and Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.